What's up, Last of Us fans? It's your boy John of Video Games in the World, and welcome to my episode 3 review of The Last of Us, titled Long, Long Time. This episode is where we get to meet the man, the legend, Bill. In this episode, we see a more expanded storyline of Bill and Frank, and I gotta say that this episode was cute, but sad at the same time. We were announced that The Last of Us had been renewed for a second season. Yay! The second season is mainly based on The Last of Us Part 2, and as expected, some people are divided by this, but not exactly like the time when the second game was announced and released. Some believe that The Last of Us Part 2 should be Season 3, and Season 2 being the flashback scene in The Last of Us Part 2. Personally, I think it's appropriate that the storyline of Season 2 is mainly based on The Last of Us Part 2. But enough of that. Before we begin our review, I want to dedicate this video to the memory of Annie Wershing, who played the original Tess in the Last of Us video game, and she just passed away today because of cancer. Oh god, I hate cancer. I hate it. I hate cancer. Let us begin now. As Joel and Ellie continue onward to search for the car battery so that they can go to the Fireflies, they must first stop by an old friend of Joel and Tess, Bill. However, flashbacks show about the time when Bill fortified his neighborhood and his first meeting with Frank, which blossoms into something much more. This was a very well done, very well written episode. I'm really enjoying this show, and I gotta say that this is exactly how you adapt a video game. Take a few liberties and expand the lore, yes, but always be respectful to the source material. This episode explored more about Bill and his relationship with Frank. I applaud Nick Offerman for how he portrayed the character of Bill. Some of his moments are really funny, and I like the idea that on when the global pandemic had just begun, he was a survivalist, much like in the game. However, the show's take on Frank is different in many ways. Yeah, he's still kind of a dick like in the game, but I liked how his story went on. Now, about survivalists. Survivalists in real life are the type of people who believe that there is some type of New World Order conspiracy coming and are prepared to fight against it since before the events like the Y2K scare, 9/11, and so on. We get to see that the story of Bill in the show was pretty much a story of survival, and that by meeting Frank, he found someone he truly loved and cared about despite the world having gone to hell. I also applaud Murray Bartlett's performance as Frank. His performance was elegant, graceful, and outstanding. He's a really good actor, and he has been in HBO shows before, The Last of Us, and such as Looking and The White Lotus. The story of Bill and Frank is not just one of survival, it's about love, bonding, all the way until the end. And people will always need someone to love and care no matter what. It had its very bright and happy moments as the two were together. Remember that picture of Joel and Ellie when there were articles about the show being filmed? Well, you indeed get to see it. What I liked in this episode is Joel's explanation about how the cordyceps infection had affected different kinds of foods. This reminded me on the opening scene of the first episode when Dr. Newman predicted the mutation of the fungi kingdom that will cause a global pandemic that will reduce humanity to a fight for survival. And finally, to wrap this up, this episode was very well done, very well written, and also heard familiar lines from the game. I enjoyed the expansion of Bill's story and his relationship with Frank. It was mixed with bright moments, happy moments, and sad moments as well. This episode gets a 10 out of 10. Thanks, everyone. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share with everyone you know. Until next Sunday, Last of Us fans, this is John of Video Games in the World. Have a good one. Later!